Well, hello, good morning, everybody. So, we're on day 45 of the Course of Miracles, and it's also Valentine's Day. So, I want to know, how are you feeling? The weather is awful chilly right now. Oh, freaky cold. So, do stay warm. And what I love about today's lesson, I kind of put together a summary. You know, what I love to do is teach. And, you know, one of the things I do in order to teach is I have to have the experience. Because from there, I know where all the hard spots are. I know where the encouragement, if I could look back on when I was learning this process. Where were the times in the process do I need more encouragement? You know? And there was a time in my life where anyone that knew this cycle of my learning, I didn't have anyone there to encourage me but myself. And so in these times, as we've totally shifted our perspective, like your environment has shifted, what you do for a living may have shifted, you may have stayed the same in your environment. However, your view of the world has shifted from a world of possibilities to a world of danger, to the world of disease, to the world of imagined zombies. And so, my intention for today's message on day 45 is to help you to see beyond. Like what the Course says today, there is nothing that you think, just as nothing that you think you see is related to vision in any way. So the message for today is God is the mind with which I think. So, you know, as I say that, a lot of times my mind goes blank. And I feel in those quiet times is when anything I gaze upon in the room, as I put in the description, I feel this warmth of love that just starts projecting from my heart onto whatever I'm looking at. And I feel that goes back to, David and I did the live on Monday about I receive the blessings as the daughter of God. And so I think when we go further into today's lesson, like God is the mind in which I think, is that I don't think unless I'm in a relaxed state of mind. Right? Like to think from a desperate space will create desperate actions. That's obvious when you look back in your life and some of the moments that you have held most guilt and shame, which the Course also talked about last week, that hell is guilt. And so self-acceptance, learning how to have holy laughter about your mistakes, being able to see that the mistakes you made was from a point of view of desperation, of lack. And beginning this practice, if only for minutes in the morning, begins to give you a different way to see trauma in your life. Now, to be set free, the quote, "Love has befriended me so completely, it has turned to ash and freed me of every concept and image my mind has ever known." Like, remember, unless you're already practiced in imagining yourself satisfied, fulfilled, loving, and generous, unless you've already practiced that, then you would definitely want to dismantle the emotional routine of creating scary stories over and over again that keep you stuck and frozen. And almost, very rarely, does anything you project fear-based out, right, ever really comes true. Think about it. But let's get into reality. Stop imagining. Look around. Do a life assessment. Because you see, if you think you can prepare for something that will shock you, you're wrong. Everything you prepared for, you're comfortable with. You're prepared for misery. You're prepared for bad things, emotionally and visually, in your imagination. If it wouldn't shock you, you see what I mean? Anything that would shock you, you haven't prepared yourself for. And that's why initially miracles shock your system. And then eventually, like we're on day 45. So I began to really see the connections and experience new things this past week, right at day 40. Remember, as I shared with you, a learning cycle is this. From day 1 to day 20, it's uncomfortable. Day 20 to day 23 is some of the most uncomfortable days in a learning, pattern. Then it gets easier. And so by day 40, it's easy. Now we want to take easy, and as Patty and I showed you, the automatic nervous system and wanting to use your subconscious and its ability to move at 400 billion bits per second to your life advantage, then it's really crucial day 40 to day 80. I say 88, give it an extra 8 days to anchor it in, is when you begin to amp up emotions like delight, satisfaction, from staging your home, creating sacred spaces, from how you dress yourself and present yourself, all the way down to how you speak about yourself. You see, this is a whole change. You'll see my office change over the next week as I'm solidifying more, being in the frequency of, the mind of God, and seeing the beauty in the room, seeing the beauty in the space, understanding how to work with nature, the beauty of nature in home design, how to create my home as a temple, right? So this is the evolution of me as I continue to travel this road that is really fresh and new for me. Being me, totally me, is quite delightful. So I want you to connect to the delightful, amazing, creative lifestyle artist that you are. Do join me. The Course in Miracles really produces results. However, you have to do the practice. The first part of the Course in Miracles is understanding the difference between a meaningless thought and a thought that is about the right now moment. And then once you get that, the next few weeks is saying, okay, we got you in the right now moment for this moment. Now, can you see beauty? Like, stop imagining you're not where you're supposed to be. Stop imagining that you're here because you're bad. Stop imagining those things and really look around. Can you see beauty right where you are? And from there, it might be as small as a mustard seed initially, but it has a life of its own. And that's all that's needed for your Holy Spirit to begin to transform you, like I say, from the atomic level of love on out. So on Valentine's Day, This is the absolute best gift you can give anyone. Beginning with you first, is to fall in love with your ability to love. Learn what automatically makes you feel like loving it. Is it a piece of art? Is it whatever? Begin the process of being able to love on command. And then it'll be just your energy field. So you'll see when you begin to look for beauty. So much love to you. Mwah. Have a happy, happy Valentine's Day. And as always, go forth and multiply who you are, because who you are is divinity in motion. Join my Patreon account. My guest for March is Beth Lefevre. And we'll be on day 61. That's March 2nd. If you want to be in the Zoom room conversation and enjoy, the delightful experiences of Beth Lefevre. And she talks about her love of the Course in Miracles. It's a day to be there, because day 61 is I am the light unto the world. So between now and then, we're preparing to see that you are the light of this world. Mwah. Much love.